that he had put her head on a shelf and screamed at it for an hour, threw darts at it, and ultimately smashed her face in. He also cut her tongue out and her larynx and put them in a garbage disposal.
Tell me in a sentence who you are.
I'm nobody. I'm a bum. I'm a boxcar and a jug of wine. And a straight razor if you get too close to me.
Do you ever feel violent?
Yes, I do.
What do you feel like doing?
Killing people.
You still feel like killing people?
Yes.
Describe the feeling that you get when you feel like killing people.
Well, last March 11th, I was hallucinating, and I took a razor blade and I cut a man's throat.
Here in the hospital?
Here in the hospital.
Do you think you'd murder me, Joe?
Yes.
That's gruesome, Joe. That's horrible.
Yes, it is.
And you don't blame me if I say I hope you never get out of this place.
I hope I never do either.
Welcome, all you true crime lovers. Sit back, grab that blanket and hot beverage, and prepare for another Saturday night of The Murder Show. Whose mind and story will we dive into tonight? Now for your host, Tim, and alongside him, his co-host, Criminology, Chris, and Classroom Jackie.
Today's story takes us into the heart of Cleveland's Mount Pleasant neighborhood, where a quiet house on Imperial Avenue hid a nightmare that would shock the nation. Anthony Edward Sowell, later known as the Cleveland Strangler, murdered 11 women between 2007 and 2009 before he was finally brought to justice. But his downfall began when the courage of two women who survived him. This is the case of the House of Horrors and the monster behind them. Welcome to the Murder Podcast Show.
What is going on, everybody? Thank you, Classroom Jackie, for reading that for us.
Thanks.
That is right. Look at this. You probably don't even know who the hell we are. I'm telling you, I'm living it. We're the same people.
This is it.
This is it. I'm living it. Yeah, so as you can tell, we got a new setup here, and we changed things around. We wanted to get a little more comfortable and get that podcastious studio feel going on in here. So got the sofa over there. We redid some things. I got a little crazy here with my setup back here, so now I'm in the cockpit, as Chris calls it, the control panel, the control center. So I am your host, Tim, and alongside of me is my amazing and glorious co-host, Criminology, Chris.
Good evening, everybody.
No, I hit the wrong button.
Criminology, Chris.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
That's Denzel, you know. We got a hold of him. And then alongside of Criminology, Chris is our director of all of our social media platform, Classroom Jackie.
What's up, everybody?
I love my brain.
That's even better.
That's even better for those of you that have been in the show for a while. She does love her brain. Anyways, start things off tonight. Oh yeah, we got a new sound setup so you can hear Chris. Chris, go ahead and talk again for us.
Hey, everybody can
Look
actually
at
hear me
that.
now.
Everybody's individually controlled.
New mic,
new board,
individually controlled.
New seating.
new
Holy
seating.
moly. It's like
Yeah.
we're doing something right, guys.
We're going up in this world here.
We're going places and we don't
Yeah.
care what anybody says.
If you search, like for our case that we did tonight, we popped up on Bing on the second page of results.
Hell yeah.
So
that is
was
awesome.
Cool.
That is fantastic. Yeah, our chat, we're in there. We got some people in tonight. We are, let me get things going here. Our sponsors, per usual, our three amazing sponsors, Crafty Corner by Laura. Laura makes all handmade crochet items, jewelry, plushies, and more. You can check her out on Instagram at Crafty Corner by Laura and on Etsy. And you can also email them at thecraftycornercrochet@gmail.com. And of course, we're all drinking it tonight. Dubby Energy Drink.
Oh,
This stuff, Chris and I really had a chance after trying it last week, and this stuff is
great.
phenomenal.
Yes, it is. And no jitters, no
No,
anxiety, nothing, no come down after the fact.
yeah,
It's actually quite nice and it's delicious. at the
yeah,
same
this
time.
stuff is
It's very good.
really, really good. Check them out, dubby.gg. That's dubby.gg. And when you purchase any of their items on there, be sure to use promo code MurderShow66 at checkout, and you'll receive 10% off. And another one that we debuted last week, Dochi Snacking Edible Dough. They come in various flavors. It's gluten-free, plant-based. It's all really good. You don't get that nasty, weird aftertaste with that
No, it's
stuff.
fantastic.
They have various flavors from chocolate chip, WTF fudge brownie, peppermint battle, and basic bitch.
Guys, I ate that whole tub of the WTF brownie
Yeah.
in one night.
Just sat here and hammered it with a spoon. Out of
One night. It was so
Right.
good. It tastes like brownie batter in a jar, but like cookie dough style, and it is phenomenal.
Yeah, their stuff is really, really good. I made a video on it too, and it's out there. You can find it on our Facebook and stuff.
And you can bake it too.
Yeah, you can bake it.
You can
It's
actually make cookies.
375 degrees for like 12 or 13 minutes, and you can bake it or you
Yeah.
can just eat it because it doesn't contain dairy, eggs, or nothing like that. So go to their website, Doichi Foods. That's DOICH foods.com, and use discount code MurderShow66, and you will receive $5 off of your purchase. So after all that fun jazz, as Jackie stated, tonight we are covering known as the Cleveland Strangler, Mr. Anthony Sowell,
And his House of Horrors.
and his House of Horrors.
Man, this stuff is good.
So,
This is one of those close to home cases that we wanted to do for us here on the show. Cleveland, this is probably hour or so. We don't get technical on where we're at, but hour or so from us. And this is, it's just it's a traumatic. I mean, I personally didn't know much about it, and I don't even remember it until we started to look into it and I started
Right.
to research into it. But the fact of what he had done and how he was, trying to hide bodies and all that is just, and then the whole smell thing reminds me of, what's it? Gacy,
hmm
people smelling and all
This-
that kind of stuff.
So this case is very close to Gacy. Like, not victim wise, but how he disposed of the bodies and everything is very close to Gacy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
yeah, and he lived in the house with him too. I mean, it's just
Like Gacy did.
yeah.
Yeah, which is, so yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just buckle in and get yourselves ready because it's going to be quite a story here. I will start things out for us. Not too much. There's a little bit with his early childhood, but it doesn't go really in depth with it like what we're used to. But Anthony Sowell was born on August 19th, 1959. He was an American serial killer identified in the press, as we said, the Cleveland Strangler. He was born and raised in East Cleveland, one of 7 children born to a single parent, Claudia Garrison, which is his mom. Gertrude was her middle name. What a middle name.
What an old lady name.
Yeah. No, I picture Gertrude, and no offense to anybody, but I picture Gertrude as kind of like a 700-pound woman, maybe missing a few teeth.
I see her as like one of the like the Little House on the Prairie style with the dresses and stuff, but it's like a little old grandma. Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
she's like a grandma. Yeah.
What do they
like
call
the,
those things? The Amish
bonnets,
wear
the
them.
bonnets.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's like she's a little grandma, and her name's Gertrude, and she's wearing that kind of dress with the Amish bonnet.
I'm wearing a bonnet next week now.
I'll get
Don't
you
know.
one.
Thank you.
I
That's
work
great.
it. I know people.
I'm not going to ask. So, anyways,
I'm your host, Gertie.
Gertie,
Gertie.
you know what?
I sip on my bean.
So, anyways, so he was one of 7 children, born to his mom, Claudia, and then there was 7 other children belonging to Sowell's sister, who they also lived in the household after moving in after her death following illness, chronic.
So there was
Um,
14 of them in one house.
yeah,
Oh my
and as we know, a lot of the homes in Cleveland, they're not real big, you
No.
know.
No.
What's it? Duplexes and stuff. A lot of them.
Yeah, especially in that area in East Cleveland. I mean,
Yeah.
some of them may have been a little bit larger. I mean,
I think they said in that one documentary it was like 3 bedrooms.
Yeah, it's not because
yeah,
my dad used to own, rental homes down on the east and west side, and a lot of it, because I seen a picture of the house, and it looks like a lot of the homes my dad owned, and they were, he'd have a family rent in the bottom and then a family rent in the top type deal.
Yeah.
right.
And I don't know if that was the case with him, if he had the whole house, but it was a
Are you talking about
two-story.
the one that he killed people in, or the
Yeah,
one that he
yeah.
lived? So the one that he killed people in was actually his father's house, who he moved into. We'll get into it later down, but the one that all the murderers were done was his father's house, and not the one that he grew up in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he did have the second and third floor of that house to himself.
Gotcha. Um, so Anthony had an extremely abusive and traumatic upbringing, due mostly to Garrison, his mom. According to Anthony's niece, and some of this stuff is really fucked up. Um, According to Anthony's niece, Liana Davis, she subject them to physical abuse while her own children watched from adjacent rooms. In one incident, his mom forced Davis, which is his niece, to strip naked in front of the children, then whipped her with electrical cords until she bled,
Holy shit!
which is,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, she also used to tie him up to a railing and use a switch, like a stick.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, back then, a lot of people were dealing with getting hit with switches and stuff. I know they were even hitting them in school
Yeah,
too.
here and there, maybe when they were shitty, but not just as
Yeah,
common practice at home.
So she
yeah,
was like a corporal punishment type person, like
it
beat the
sounds
shit
like
out of
it.
you.
I don't even
Yeah.
know if I'd call it punishment if it was just regularly occurring. It was just
Abuse.
what she did. Right. Yeah.
So shortly after that, Anthony himself begins raping his niece on an almost everyday basis for 2 years, along with other males in the house as well.
Jeez.
Which is, I mean, when I looked that up, I was like, holy shit, man. So we kind of jump ahead a little bit. It doesn't really talk too much about like high school and all that kind of stuff or how he was in there.
They said he was very smart and a well-behaved kid. That documentary, they talked to a couple of his teachers.
Yeah.
They said he was smart. He was a well-behaved kid, didn't get in trouble, was model student pretty much. But that was as far as they said was about
Yeah,
him.
it didn't like what we're used
So,
to hearing. It
yeah.
didn't really great. So jumping ahead a little bit, on January 24th, 1978, at the age of 18, Anthony entered the United States Marine Corps. He attended recruit training at Marine Corps Recruit Depot in, was that South Carolina. After he graduated from boot camp, he was further trained as a electrician in the Marine Corps, and he ended up going overseas for a year in Japan with the 3rd Force Service Support Group. Then he returned back home to Cherry Point. This is what blew my mind here is during his 7-year Marine Corps career, Corporal Sowell received a Good Conduct Medal with 1 service star, a Sea Service Deployment Ribbon, a certificate of commendation, a some of these words are beyond my level, a mast, and 2 letters of appreciation, which is extensive.
Yeah.
Right. At the end of the day, I mean,
I-
he was an ideal,
Yeah.
military guy.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
But then I remember
He's a rock star.
his sister saying after he got out, he was different, real
Yeah, they started
short-tempered.
knowing a change in him,
It,
about his
no,
behavior and
yeah,
everything. Yeah.
They said
knowing.
once he went to Okinawa, like he started getting in fights and things like that. And
Oh,
Yeah, and that's when he
okay.
started getting in trouble. He started developing a drinking problem over there.
yeah,
Oh, gotcha. So then it kind of just spiraled down
Yeah.
from there. Um, Jackie, did you want to jump in or?
No, I have after he goes to jail.
Oh, okay. No, not a problem. Not a problem here.
Oh, one of us forgot.
Wait, no, it's okay. I'm just gonna say this.
I do know that.
I'm never ready.
I do know a little bit about it. That
No,
side,
it's
so I
fine.
can cover it.
It's
like,
fine.
until you can jump in.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
So anyways, it's truly fine. I'm never ready. I'm going to be honest with you here, folks. So in jumping ahead a little bit, after he got out, he spent 7 years in the Marine Corps. In 1989, a woman who was 3 months pregnant had attempted to leave Sowell's home. Because I guess,
Oh, Melvetta.
yeah, I
She
guess,
had seen him when she was at a duplex sitting there on the concrete. He was talking to somebody. She asked him if she could use his phone, and he took her back to her house, took her upstairs to his room, and shut the door on her. He later came back with a knife that she stated was about the size of her arm, and tied her up, raped her, and she ended up being unconscious for a while. She was able to escape by climbing out a window with her head and getting help,
yeah.
and somebody called 911 for her.
Well, it's crazy because so he ended up working in a factory for a while until 2007, and I guess then he started to collect unemployment benefits, and the neighbors had said that he had become a member of online dating, and he was trying to be a master at looking for a submissive person to train.
Oh,
Is what he was trying to do.
that was also the time he was dating Frank Jackson, the mayor at the time. He was dating the niece.
The niece of the mayor at the
niece
time.
was big into crack because that neighborhood, that area had a giant crack problem.
Oh yeah, the
It
east
still
side
does.
was
Yeah.
east side was rough.
But she was smoking. He didn't. He ended up losing his job because of the crack because he started smoking.
Yeah. And yeah, that's how he lost the job at the factory. So as we were saying, that woman had tried to leave. He bound her hands and feet with a tie and a belt, then gagged her with a rag. She told police, "He choked me real hard because my body started tingling." Now that would be a scary experience there when you know that you're kind of transitioning into you're about to die.
Yeah, you're losing blood flow.
You're losing blood flow, yeah. And she stated, "I thought I was going to die." In 1990, he was charged with kidnapping, rape, and attempted rape. He pled guilty to attempted rape and served 15 years in prison, and he was released in 2005, a year before I graduated.
It's 2 before I did.
Yeah, but even after he actually admitted guilt in regards to that charge, like he still, even when he was in prison, would say that he wasn't responsible for it.
And even his sister didn't believe that he did. She was like, "There's no way this person broke into my house instead. She was trying to get in, and she had a friend helping her."
Well, even after the fact, he had another girlfriend, and she didn't believe. It's like, how could this guy have done this? He was like a, kind of a softer.
Yeah, she said he was charming
kind of person. It's just so. I mean, it's hard. I mean, if you're maybe part of the family, you just don't see it, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You kind of get in that denial, and we get pissed about it, thinking like, how could his sister do that? But then at another thing, it's like, well, how would we feel if we found out one of our family members or whatever, somebody that we were close to, would we be in denial too?
Right.
It's one of those situations where you don't really know how you'd feel unless you were in it, you
Well,
know?
yeah, and based on past experiences from his sister and things like, she had mentioned that there was a lot of shit going on in that neighborhood, people getting robbed, and people coming up with stories and things like that
Yeah.
to absolve themselves of things. So, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of shit happening. So, how could you couldn't for sure say one way or the other
I have a quick
without
question.
having been there.
Is this area near like Tremont and that?
Uh, it's in that area, but it's not. It's not right next
Because
door.
anytime I went there, I was always told, "Oh, don't stay long. You need to get in and out when you're going to like the places you're there."
You're fine if you're in that area, but if you venture too far to the north, or it changes dramatically
Yeah.
Was it near the
quickly.
Castro house? Like how
No.
far away? No.
No,
No.
that was on the west side of Cleveland.
Okay.
And
Eventually we'll
this
cover
was
him.
on
Oh,
the,
yeah.
This was on the east side of the Cleveland, and in the Kinsman area. If you go to the east near East 116th.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
and Kinsman. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I get you now.
So then, as I had stated, he worked in the factory till 07. At that time, the neighbors said that he began to make a living, selling scrap metal and stuff,
Right.
which there's some decent money. A job I had previously, we used to build up a scrap pile of all of our, hospital beds and all that shit after a while, and we would take it to a scrap yard. And sometimes, because it fluctuates, it was like 10 cents a pound. Sometimes we used to make
Well,
out decent money,
Yeah, it depends on what you're scrapping. If you're taking
Yeah.
if you're taking brass in there,
Oh,
or
man.
you're taking stainless and things, and if you're actually willing to separate it out, like, it could actually be a semi lucrative situation
Yeah.
especially for somebody that doesn't have a job.
And he used to
Yeah.
break into the abandoned houses as well and steal the copper pipes out of
pull
them.
copper, right?
A lot
Because
of
copper
people,
went for a lot
yeah,
back then.
a lot of people used to do that. And a lot of people do that in various
Yeah.
cities, states, abandoned homes,
They
not
pull
just
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Yeah, they
but
pull aluminum siding off of houses. For
yeah,
aluminum, right?
yeah.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep an eye on my siding.
Yeah,
now.
same.
Do that down in
A couple extra
Akron. Used to
cameras.
see that all the time. They would pull all the siding off.
Oh, okay. That explains some things.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Oh, God.
So the neighbors at that time had also started to complain to the health department of a foul smell. So I guess they had looked into it, and oh yeah, sorry. So then he started a niece, Lori Frazier, of the mayor at the time that we mentioned, Mayor Jackson at that time. She began dating him, and shortly after his release from prison, and she said she smelled decaying bodies, and was told that the smell was coming from Sowell's step mother who lived downstairs.
Well, that was after she broke up. So she wasn't there when the smells and the stuff started.
Yeah.
Because it was between 07 and 09 that the victim started. And it was right after he broke up with her. Well, she broke up with him.
So he was trying to claim it was from his mother's house who lives downstairs, which, what are you trying to say, that your stepmom is a stanky woman? Anyways, or it was coming from Ray's sausage shop, which was located next door.
Or the other theory was the sewer.
The sewage. So at that time, a friend said that Frazier had stopped spending time at the home in 08, like you had just mentioned. So then, kind of leading in, where were you starting at again?
Right into 2009 when
Okay,
the
perfect.
quest starts.
So I didn't fuck this up.
No, we're good. We're good.
David's got a comment in the chat there. Anthony Sowell's house was 8 miles from Tremont.
Yeah, I wasn't
Gotcha.
right next to it, but
That's crazy.
Yeah. So go ahead.
In September of 2009, which we're going to just say Miss Billups
there you go.
went to Sowell's home after he had promised her drugs. Once inside, the situation turned violent. She was beaten, assaulted, and strangled until she lost consciousness. Against all odds, Billups woke up, and Sowell let her walk out of the house alive.
I wonder why he did that.
I don't know, and
The only thing I can think of is maybe he was high at the time.
but
Well,
that would make sense as to why he did. Fear, trauma, and the threat of retaliation kept her silent. For weeks, she carried the weight of what happened alone. Then, on October 20th, another woman, Shawn Morris, visited Sowell's home to drink and use drugs. She then left safely at first with nothing happening. She came back after she realized she forgot her ID and needed to get it. That's when Sowell attacked. Morris managed a desperate escape, climbing out of a third-story window. Neighbors saw her fall and called 911, reporting a naked woman fleeing the house in terror. Even then, Morris refused to speak with police, and Sowell had vanished before officers arrived. For a moment, it seemed like he might slip away again. The Morris is the same situation that happened to that first victim that sent him to jail for 15 years.
Oh, the rape
Mm-hmm.
and okay.
The same exact thing. She got out, somebody called 911, but she got pulled back in by the sister that first victim did.
Well, what's crazy is that he only pleaded guilty and was charged for attempted rape, I think, on that first one.
He was charged for rape on it.
Was he?
Yeah, I think he got a full blown
He did.
rape charge.
I have
He
to
did.
go
That's what
back
got him
and
that 15 years.
he pled guilty to attempted rape and served 15 years. So yeah, it didn't say, but he was probably okay. Yeah, he was charged with rape, kidnapping, and attempted rape. So that's crazy. I didn't realize that. I figured when you got charged from rape, I mean, rape is rape. So why attempted rape?
That's a lesser charge. So maybe he pled guilty to a lesser charge in order to, in lieu of actually fighting the charges, they probably pled him out. So he probably made a bargain with him, said, I'll plead guilty to attempted if you drop the actual rape charge itself, which maybe would have bought him less time in behind bars.
Gotcha. So he ultimately could have done more than 15 years.
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly. Okay. I was just curious because I'm like, well, why is it attempted when you raped?
You can't really charge them for both. Either you didn't try to do it and you did it. Like you can't really try somebody or charge somebody for trying to do something when they actually
did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like saying you attempted theft, but then
we charge you for theft too.
But then you charge you for theft. It's like,
Right.
what?
You can't try you can't try somebody for the same thing twice, right?
Well, that's something completely different.
Yeah, then you get in. Chris hasn't tested for his bar.
like-
He hasn't taken his bar test yet for for the law school yet. But
That's like the double jeopardy thing. That's when like if you were found guilty of something or you guilty of something, they can't charge you for that same exact charge again later down the road.
oh, I see. Okay,
Makes sense.
gotcha.
Or if
Sorry,
you're
go
found
ahead.
not guilty, they can't
What?
charge you.
You
I had a thought.
Classroom, Jackie, I love my brain.
I had a thought, and
Oh.
it was a dumb one, so I'm not going to say it. Anywho, back
Moving
to the
forward.
show. But the following week, Miss Billups made a life-changing decision. She filed a police report. Her bravery, combined with the incident involving Morris, finally gave investigators enough evidence to obtain a warrant to search Sowell's home. That was actually perfectly timed.
well, on that note,
I'm making neat sounds. My table.
Your microphone
Don't
picks
worry
up
about me. It's
everything.
a little. I don't know. It's been a long day. I'm a little simple tonight. Let's go. All right.
After officers discovered on October 29th would haunt them forever. Inside the basement, they found the remains of multiple women. The first confirmation of a serial killer operating in plain sight. That search marked the beginning of the end for Anthony Sowell and the beginning of long overdue justice for his victims. When investigators stepped inside the house on Imperial Avenue, the first thing that struck them was the smell. a heavy, unmistakable odor that signaled something was terribly wrong. As they moved deeper into the basement, the horror revealed itself. In a shallow grave, they discovered 2 bodies. Their search widened, and with every corner they checked, the truth grew darker. 4 more victims were hidden in crawl spaces. 4 others were buried in the backyard, and inside the home, a woman's skull was found wrapped in a paper bag and placed in a bucket. This is very John Gacy-ish.
Yeah. We all were just talking about that, I think, right before the show. Yeah. Very, very.
It's messed up.
Which is surprising to me that honestly, like it depends on how you look at this, but I mean, in East Cleveland, like there's a lot of places to probably ditch a body. Like, why would you? I don't know. Maybe didn't have a mode of transport to move them. I don't know whether the guy had a car.
Well,
I mean,
I
it
don't
didn't even
know.
really talk about it.
I wonder if he was afraid that they would get found, because look at the bodies that get found in the lake all the time out there. And I wonder if maybe he was thinking, well, if I hide them in the walls and stuff in the house, maybe nobody will
Yeah.
know.
But
Not,
the smell.
but I don't think he was thinking about that. And we don't know too. He could have been high on crack when he was processing a lot of this in his head. What to do? Where should I hide them? I'm not saying that's an excuse, but you just never know all the things. He probably wasn't thinking it through, like, oh, I'll hide him in the walls. Nobody will know. People will
Well,
come in the
Well,
house.
yeah, I don't think a lot of critical thinking goes into what you're doing. I mean, I think
True.
on that end, because you already are, you know, off course to begin with anyway. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not thinking clearly.
well, they did
So
say
it's-
that when I
Unsafe
was
Snuggie, sorry, said they say they usually bury them close for a trophy.
And
Very
that-
true.
and that
Very
could-
true.
yeah,
he
and that
also
could be
his
in-
victims, when he picked them, he chose ones that he didn't think would be noticed that they were missing, or were like drug addicts and things like those too.
Yeah.
So it could be possible he's like, well, I'm just gonna hide them here because they're not gonna find them.
Yeah. Oh, it's true. And the trophy thing, I forgot about that too, because we've came across that in quite a few cases where they say that they kept certain things from them. If you remember, I think it was the California highway killer that we did.
Mhm.
I forget his name now, but
Well, there
he
were a
kept
handful
like
of them.
shoes and different
Yeah.
things.
Mhm.
Remember?
Yeah, and same thing with BTK. Like
BTK,
he had a
yeah.
little stash of people's stuff,
What did?
driver's licenses. And
Yeah, and he
crap like
called
that.
it something
was
where he kept
in his
it.
hidey hole.
Hidey hole.
hole.
Yeah, his hidey hole.
It's such a childish thing.
Yeah.
Such a child.
But David, according to many articles, Sowell did not own a car. Okay.
Well,
Well,
there you
thank
go.
you.
Yeah, so it would have been a hell of a chore to try to transport. I mean, you're not going to go like grab a horse or something like that. What do you do?
Oh God, I
Steal a
almost just
buggy.
almost had Dubby go through my nose.
You know, neighbor,
Oh,
hey,
that-
hey, can I borrow your pickup?
Yeah.
You know?
What do you need, buddy? You got to go move some furniture? Nah,
Yeah.
got to move a body.
Call an Uber. Like yeah. Back then,
Oh
they didn't
my
have
God.
that, though, you know.
Call an Uber. We're going the route of that. Let me DoorDash.
Jeez. Yeah, nah. We jest, but in all hilariousness aside, like yeah, there would have been no way for him to move these
No.
people. It just wouldn't have been able.
And he
to.
couldn't have asked friends because he's like, hey, help me move this body.
And
Dude,
by
what
all
the
accounts,
hell?
too, he wasn't a large guy. I mean, it didn't look like he
No.
was a large guy.
No, he looked like he was just
Very skinny.
very skinny, maybe average height. But yeah, he didn't look built. He didn't look wide or nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
you
he was
know.
an ex-marine, so he probably was tough. But at the same time, he wasn't like benching 300.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
He wasn't like Kemper, who was 6'7" and 300 pounds, or 6'9" and 300 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, and trying to move a body. I can't remember where I saw it. I don't know if it was a movie or something like that. Somebody said like, when after you shoot somebody, like if you shoot a 220-pound guy and he's fallen to the ground, between shooting him and him hitting the ground, he gains 500 pounds.
Really?
He said that's what it feels like because
Well, yeah,
It's
because
dead weight.
it's dead weight.
right, exactly.
When I did firefighting training.
Yeah,
We
so
had to
you
do
know.
like a whole tower thing, and we would have to drag dead weight, which they used fire hose and they made it in the shape of a person, and we would have to get up underneath, shoulders and drag it. Was it 50 feet all the way down and around a cone and then
Shit.
back again? And it's brutal
Yeah.
I
when
would
you
have
do it
fallen
like
after
that.
like one step. Like, bye.
I don't know how I did it because everybody's like, you're so small and shit. And I'm like, well, honestly, it doesn't matter on size when you do it.
It's the adrenaline.
It's adrenaline. Yeah. So, but go ahead.
Excuse me. In total, authorities uncovered the remains of 11 women, a discovery that stunned every seasoned investigator. Before the headlines, before the trial, before the name Cleveland Strangler became national news, there were 11 women, daughters, mothers, sisters, friends, each with a life far bigger than the circumstances of their deaths. These women lived in the same neighborhoods, walked the same streets, and navigated the same challenges. Many struggled with addiction or poverty, but those struggles never defined them. Their families remember them for their laughter, their resilience, and the way they kept trying, even when life made that hard. I'm going to butcher this name, and I apologize if anybody hears it. It looks like Tanya Carmichael. Tanya was the first victim identified. She was 50 years old, a mother and grandmother with a warm personality and a stubborn streak that her family adored. She disappeared after telling a friend she was running errands. Her family reported her missing immediately, but their concerns weren't taken seriously. They spent months searching for on their own, posting flyers, calling hospitals, and begging for updates that never came. Crystal Dozer was 38, a mother of 7, and known for her sharp sense of humor. She had battled addiction for years. She was also trying to rebuild her life. Her family described her as someone who loved fiercely and stayed connected even during difficult times. When she vanished in 2007, her disappearance barely made the news. Lala Billups. She was the one who survived so well. Her courage helped her bring him down. She was outgoing, funny, and known for her big personality. After escaping his home, she wrestled with fear and trauma before finally deciding to report what happened. That decision changed the course of the investigation. I'm just going to say Miss Marsh. I'm going to read a couple more of these just because they're very short about the victims. But
Yeah, that's fine.
just
We
real
got
fast.
time.
Yeah. I'm going to say Miss Marsh was 38, a mother of 2 and someone who loved music and dancing. Her family described her as a free spirit who lit up a room. She struggled with addiction but was deeply loved and deeply missed. Kim Smith was 44 and known for her kindness. She had a gentle way of talking to people, and her family said she always tried to help others, even when she was struggling herself. Nancy Cobbs was 43 and a mother of 3, described as loyal, protective, and incredibly strong. Her sister said she had a heart too big for her own good. Amy Hunter was 47 and known for her creativity. She loved to draw and write. She had dreams of turning her art into something bigger. Her family said she had a quiet strength and a deep love for her children. Michelle Manson was 45 and had been a straight A student growing up. She was bright, ambitious, and had dreams of becoming a nurse. Addiction derailed her plans, but her family never stopped believing in her.
I think a lot of these, as you go through these, I mean, it's just making us feel worse. But
I'm sorry.
I think a lot of these are just, it's obvious that a lot of these people had in common was a lot of them had substance abuse issues
Yeah.
and that
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which kind of led him, that was his way of trying to wrangle them anyway.
Yep.
To get them in there. Hey, come do drugs with me. Come
Yeah.
drink with me.
And that's,
that kind of.
Sadly, because if they weren't, addicts, a lot of them may have never even happened.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, it's that's true. And I didn't even think of that, Chris, until you mentioned that,
Yeah, same thing we always talk about with transient people moving around and people that you wouldn't miss. But in this case, a lot of them were missed.
Yeah.
A lot of them were reported. A lot of them were, and I think, the city of Cleveland actually throughout this entire ordeal Um, after the fact, I believe the city of Cleveland ended up paying out like a settlement. It was
$1.3 million to be exact.
yeah, 1.3 million
Wow.
bucks to these guys because it was kind of a failure. I mean,
Well,
the reporting and
Yeah.
everything like
right.
that. And
And families did report
Yeah.
when they were missing, but the city of Cleveland didn't take it seriously and just said, "Well, they'll come back if they're drug users when they're ready. They'll come back."
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't give a
It
crap.
was almost like a street justice thing. Is like they didn't care,
Yeah.
nearly as much. Plus, like I mean, even that place around the corner, that sausage store. Like that
Yeah.
poor guy, like ended up spending tens of thousands of dollars making repairs and upgrades to this place in order to satisfy the neighborhoods.
And then it was
And
gone for like a week. Yeah.
right, like magically, I don't know, maybe it vanished or whatever the hell, but still, it ended up not being him anyway. I'm sure he was pretty.
He probably got a lot of shit for that too. When people heard that, they probably started to buy into it.
Oh yeah,
Like, oh,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
He
sure
yeah.
it's
said
Ray's sausage shop.
Yeah, probably
he
kicked his
said people
business in
would
the ass.
be outside and mention the smell outside, but as soon as they walked into the sausage shop, it didn't have that smell, and they'd be like, "Why does it smell so bad outside, but it smells fine in here?"
Yeah. Yeah. Then you kind of start to think like, but you never know though too. A lot of people don't really think that far into it because
Mm-mm.
he could have the smokestacks on top of the building and wherever he's making it, it could be coming from just above the roof and stuff, coming
Yeah.
out
Right.
into the air. But a lot of people don't think into that when they walk in and go, well, why is it doesn't smell in here,
Well,
but it smells out
yeah,
there?
you
And
think like maybe like let's check out the dumpster, and if that's not it, like there's a far cry between the smell of something cooking and something rotting
Dying.
and going bad.
yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah. Which is crazy to me because Mayor Jackson's niece stated that it smelled like rotting corpse. So it amazes me that she knew what that smelled like. I thought that was kind of odd when I read that.
Well,
I mean,
I think
because
even for people like, I mean, I know that I have, and I know you have from your experiences in the past, like been exposed to that kind of thing. But, um, I think even for people that have had dead mice in their house, like you
yeah,
kind of get a hint of that.
yeah,
Like, hey, it kind of smells like something died.
Mm-hmm.
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. That's just awful. I can't imagine it gets that bad to where it's out in the public, in the
Because
air.
that, I mean, sure better
Oh,
than I do, and I was exposed to it once. It's like that's a smell you don't forget. I mean,
no, no.
it's unlike anything else.
There's not enough Vicks that they used to have us put below our nose that even helps with that, especially when
Yeah,
it's been, I mean, the longest one I had ever came across that were gone, they had been passed for like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Just
yeah,
horrendous,
yeah. You got to
but
have a full face respirator is the only way to save you from.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
But I can't imagine being inside the walls for that amount of time, maggots eventually and just, oh
just
gosh.
living with that. It's just
He,
how do you live with that?
he
You know?
I hate to say, but he was probably high majority of the time and
Yeah,
just
could be.
zoned it all out. I
Yeah.
mean,
Could be.
I don't know. I never got into drugs, especially not crack, so I don't know how it makes you feel or what it makes you do, if it's an up or down or whatever. But
Yeah.
so,
Anyway.
anyways, enough talk about crack.
Yeah.
These women were more than victims. They were loved, they were missed, and they deserved the same urgency, the same attention, and the same compassion that any missing person should receive. Their stories remind us that the failures in this case weren't just one man's violence, they were about a system that overlooked vulnerable women, dismissed family fears, and allowed a predator to operate in plain sight. Anthony Sowell wasn't home during the search, but the man the media would soon call the Cleveland Strangler was tracked down and arrested 2 days later on October 31st. What followed was a highly publicized trial that exposed the full scope of Sowell's crimes and the years of terror he inflicted on the community.
Did they ever say how they found him or how they went about finding him? Because they found him pretty quickly. I mean,
I
only
didn't
a few days.
I didn't see um
Because I thought it was
much.
ironic that he wasn't home when they ended up showing up there. So something,
Like caught him on Halloween or something like that,
Yeah, October 31st.
walking down the street.
The 30th, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the
31st.
31st.
31st. He was arrested on the 31st, 2 days later.
So,
So there had to have been a warrant out for his arrest, especially after the police report for the rape was filed. They went there with that warrant. Then they ended up searching the house because of the smell. So another warrant was probably issued for the house.
oh, okay.
So he would have been caught if a police officer saw him, would have grabbed him.
Okay. I was just curious because I thought it was ironic. So he must have been trying to hide
Yeah.
because of the warrant then.
Yeah, things started kind of mounting.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. For years, residents had lived with the unexplained odor, the disappearances, and the uneasy feeling that something was wrong. When the truth finally came out, the reaction across Cleveland was a mix of heartbreak, anger, and disbelief. Neighbors who had walked past Anthony Sowell's house every day were stunned. Many felt guilt for not realizing what was happening, even though there was no way they could have known. Others were furious, not at themselves, but at the systems that were supposed to protect their community. People questioned how so many women could go missing with so little urgency from the authorities. Families who had begged for help felt vindicated, but also devastated. Their fears had been real all along, and no one had listened. Local activists and community leaders spoke out, demanding accountability. They pointed to a pattern. Vulnerable women, many Black, many struggling with addiction or poverty, had been dismissed, ignored, or labored as not credible. The tragedy forced the city to confront uncomfortable truths about whose lives were treated as worthy of attention. Ray Cash, who was the owner of Cash's Sausage Next Door, became an unexpected symbol of the neighborhood's frustration. For years, he'd been blamed for that smell that wasn't his. When the truth surfaced, he didn't feel for relief, only sorrow for the women who had been suffering. Vigils were held, murals were painted, and families gathered to honor the victims by naming, refusing to let them be remembered only as part of a crime scene. The community's message was clear. These women mattered, their lives mattered, and the failures that allowed their deaths to go unnoticed could never be allowed again. Anthony Sowell was ultimately convicted on 81 charges, including rape, kidnapping, tampering with evidence, abuse of a corpse, and 11 counts of murder. Anthony Sowell's story didn't end with his conviction. After years on death row, the man known as the Cleveland Strangler died on February 8, 2021, at the Franklin Medical Center and Ohio Prison Hospital. Officials reported that he succumbed to a terminal illness, bringing a quiet end to a life defined by violence and leaving many to reflect on the devastation he caused. Excuse me. In the years that followed Anthony Sowell's arrest, Cleveland was left to grapple with the weight of what happened on Imperial Avenue. The house itself, that looming reminder of the lives stolen inside, stood for a time as a symbol of pain, of unanswered cries for help from a community failed. But the city made a choice. In 2011, the house was torn down. Neighbors gathered to watch it fall, not out of celebration, but out of a need to breathe again, to reclaim space, to say, in their own quiet way, that the darkness that once lived there would not define them forever. In its place, something new began. Today, the site is home to the Garden of 11 Angels, a memorial park created to honor the women whose lives were taken. It's a peaceful space, open, green, and filled with light. Families visit to remember, neighbors walk by and pause, children play nearby, unaware of the history beneath their feet, and in a way that innocence is part of the healing. That park stands as a promise that these women will never be forgotten, and that their stories will not be reduced to the crimes committed against them. It's a reminder of resilience, of a community that refused to let tragedy be the final word. As we close this chapter, we hold space for the victims, for their families, and everyone who fought to bring the truth to justice. The house is gone, the pain remains, but so does the determination to build something better. And on Imperial Avenue, where the silence once hid unthinkable horrors, there is now a garden, a place of memory, of mourning, and ultimately of hope.
I'd like to sometime go down there and check that little memorial thing out.
Yeah.
You know,
From
get a
the
couple
from
pictures
the aerial
and check it
pictures,
out.
it's really pretty.
Yeah, they did another one for what's his name's
Oh, the
house that
Castro. Yeah.
Castro that they tore down too.
I
which
remember watching both of these on the news get torn down. It was that big.
yeah, see, I didn't at that time. I don't remember. I mean, what's it? Castro, I remember that.
Yeah, that was I was actually at work right around the corner from where that happened. I was actually working in Steel Yard, which is not far from.
Oh, okay.
Did that house, I know like it happened in 2009 that the victims were found. Was there still an odor after the victims were removed? Like, would that house still have stunk?
No, I don't know.
They'd
I
have
assume they boarded it up.
it. It depends on. It depends on if that smell had actually soaked itself into all the, studs and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure the contractors went in there and they probably immediately went in there and started after the fact, after everything was done, and started removing any kind of biological material
Oh
from the
yeah.
premises. In which case, they probably started doing demolition to remove that material. And once they probably realized that this is, because you can't just throw that away,
Right.
so they have to remove that and discard it, or
Does it get burned?
well, they have to, however they end up doing it, they don't. It doesn't just go into a dumpster and go into a landfill. Like, the biological material has to be disposed of in a certain manner.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even through that, I bet they probably realize that this is, they're going to demo of a fair amount of the house to begin with,
They probably
And-
brought in ServPro.
and very possibly, I mean, one of those companies that might take care of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's wild though. Because how many years again did all those bodies sit in there?
3.
3
From
years.
2007 to 2009.
That's a long time. There was maggots and stuff and all
Mhm.
kinds of
I'm
shit in those
surprised, like,
walls.
there wasn't a ton of flies. Like Geen, with all the bodies that he had sitting there, even though they were unburied bodies, there was a ton of flies.
Well, but thing is they were all inside the walls.
It's true.
But
But still, even
he
the
had
smell
to,
would have brought him in.
which is crazy because he would have made more work for himself too, because he would have had to patch him up where he ended up putting him in at. He would have had to re-drywall that and patch all that up,
Yeah.
and unless he left an opening open and he just kept. That's how he got in the wall and kept adding to it. But
either way, I mean, he wasn't in the right frame of mind.
no,
Obviously,
no,
he's not.
I truly do believe that the drugs had a lot to do with it.
Actually, in his is worth mentioning, like in his defense, when he was in court for all this stuff, his legal team argued that his behavior changed drastically because in '07 he actually had a pacemaker installed.
Did he really?
Yeah, and they said that due to that, they claimed that cardiac issues might have affected his mental state.
Well, he ended
Is-
up going
Is that
to the hospital.
possible?
Yeah, I don't think to that degree. I
No.
mean, that's just another way to find a loophole, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's what his attorney was doing there. But he ended up serving his time in that hospital mental facility in, Columbus, right?
Yeah,
Where
but
he
didn't
died at.
Unfortunately, he didn't get death row, which would have been better, but he
So
died in the medical hospital.
so yeah, so
And that was only 5 years ago that he died.
and so then whatever they were trying to get, I mean, they almost got him on a better deal for him just having to
Yeah.
go to the mental hospital.
Well, he was in there for end of life care for terminal illness. All I know, they didn't say what exactly that was,
they
but they
didn't.
confirmed it was definitely not the vid.
yeah, it wasn't COVID.
Oh, okay, it wasn't. Yeah, yeah.
One thing that's worth it, it's actually interesting too, that I saw that after his arrest and before the house was demolished in 2011, neighbors reported hearing phantom high pitched screaming, banging, and seeing lights flash in the house, despite the house not having electricity.
What the fuck?
Are you serious?
Yeah, if you can believe
Wow.
They do
So-
say where lots of trauma or like evil things happen are more usually the most haunted places.
Wow.
It was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
I'm,
electricity and the lights flickering. Holy crap.
I'm sure there's got to be some video footage out there that somebody took from outside.
I mean, maybe his flashlights or something like that. Or I mean, you could explain it away, obviously, but at the same time, I thought it was just worth mentioning. It was a neat
That is
little-
crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. Wow. Holy shit. Well, that's why Chris gets paid the big bucks here on the show to find out shit like that. His checks in the mail. He gets paid before I do.
I don't even get paid. I do this for free.
Well, Chris is the only one that got the sweet deal out of the whole entire contract. So
I do the social media. That's cool.
I just work in the cockpit back here.
Everybody's got their own deal. All right. Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Decoys. So, but no, wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit too. I'm kind of curious if anybody's got any, because it was probably boarded up, right?
I would assume so.
I would assume.
Yeah.
especially
So-
after the case and like everything being removed and stuff, they would have had to board it up.
Well,
They
be-
usually do.
Because people are going to want to try to get in there
Right.
late at night. Let's go in there and we can
Yeah.
video it and say that we were in his house.
Let's see if
you
we
know?
find any
Yeah.
evidence or find
Yeah.
anything.
So, but I'm sure at that point it had all been stripped out. It probably was literally one just open space at that point.
Oh, probably.
They tore all the walls and shit down, like you said, Chris.
Yeah.
But wow, so we don't even, it never even said what prison that he served the majority of his
Chillicothe
time at.
Correctional Facility.
Chillicothe.
It's down south of Columbus, about an hour south of Columbus.
Okay, I've heard of it, but I've never been out there before. So,
Yeah, I've driven through there quite a bit.
is it much of a town or no?
No.
Not really. Yeah.
There's one traffic light.
It's one of those towns that made like the
That's like
the poorest
Spencer.
list. A lot of
Mhm. It is Spencer.
a lot of industrial down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Wow. So this guy is David's got left us something up there in the chat. The city of Cleveland demolished Anthony Sowell's house on December 6, 2011, and the debris was shredded to prevent morbid souvenir collectors. People would actually want to collect that shit.
It's like
I mean,
Castro's house. They sprayed it down with fire retardant when they were tearing it down.
As we
And-
run the murder show and we have, shit hanging all over.
Right. And they threw it in a dumpster.
Why would
and
anybody
then,
want that crazy
I don't collect anything from any
negative thing?
fucking house of horrors
Well,
though here,
yeah,
all
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, she's mad.
I'm
We
not
cut her
mad.
off.
No, I'm good. But it's like with the Castro house, they sprayed fire retardant on it, stuff to like damage anything that could possibly be taken as a souvenir, threw it in a dumpster and hauled it off somewhere. And I don't even know, I don't know if they ever said where they took it to demolish it, but they destroyed all of it for that fact.
That's so wild. Well, I mean, but look at Bonnie and Clyde.
Yep.
Everybody
People
that
ripped their
was
hair out and everything.
Oh yeah.
Which-
people reaching into the cars.
that
to
was
try
that was a whole different time then, which it still blows my mind that they hauled that car through the center of town with their dead bodies in the
Yeah.
car right
Well,
after
there's a
they
lot
just
of-
killed them
There's a lot of anti-government stuff. And
Well,
things that
yeah.
played into that as
back
well.
then. Yeah, you can't do that shit now. That would be nuts. Turn on the TV and look, we're hauling so and so's body in their car right through the center of
Yeah.
Cleveland.
In that specific instance, it was them kind of fighting the machine, and a lot of people that were, that didn't have any money, found them as being fighting for their
yeah,
Freedom, yeah.
yeah. Which they're reaching in and pulling their hair and all that off of her and pieces of
Trying to
clothing.
steal your watch and other things.
But, like,
Like, holy cow!
I understand with the morbid, souvenir collecting type thing. There's people out there who will do that. They'll go to graves and take small things off of them if it's a celebrity, stuff like those. So it's always been around that they'll collect morbid things. But things like this, like the Cleveland Strangler, Castro, other houses, Gacy's house, I wouldn't want anything out of those.
No, could you imagine?
How
I don't
haunted
want
it
I don't
is?
want that in my house.
We go
No.
we go live on the show and it's like, what's that random 2x4 above the window? Well, let me tell you, that's from so and so's house.
Somebody went on a mission and found something they shouldn't have.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even want a Ouija board in my house.
No,
that's
no.
some things you just don't fuck with.
No, and I'm a firm believer if you don't want to open up that kind of shit, absolutely not.
Don't do it.
I
Bad
mean,
plans.
the
Bad
few
plans.
things
Help
I
me.
keep in here, it's not anything along the lines of Ouija board and stuff. What are these two doing
I
over
have no
here?
idea.
I
She's trying to
couldn't.
kick me.
I needed help covering my feet up. They're
Oh my
cold.
gosh, these two are something. Give them a couch, and
Yeah,
it's
right.
just
This is
fucking
comfy. I'm
ridiculous.
sorry.
Yeah, I got the couch from Sowell's house. Anyways,
Very nice.
uh, just kidding. Womp womp.
Wow.
But anyways, if anybody else has anything and they want to throw in the chat, feel free. Go ahead. We're doing great on time. I mean, we're ahead of schedule here right now. So, and I'm having a hell of a time right now. I don't want to cut it yet. Fuck it. But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh, next week we're gonna be diving in, and we're gonna use all of every bit of our hour and a half time next week. It's one that I've been really wanting to kind of dive into. And he recently just was on trial. I forget, maybe 4 years ago now, something
20,
like that.
22, 23-ish, I believe it
22,
was.
23. Mr. Murdoff. We're gonna cover a lot of that. There's a
Murdaugh.
Yeah, well,
Because if you're talking, well,
Oh
we're not talking about Bernie here.
my God, Bernie.
Depends on how you pronounce the GH.
That's fine. So I fucked it up. We're not gonna pronounce it, okay, like that. Anyways, so we're gonna be diving into that, and I know there's a lot of conspiracies with it, and I mean, I'm a firm believer the guy did it, but we're gonna dive deep into a lot of that. We're trying to hit more in this season. I mean, I know we're obviously always going to cover infamous serial killers and stuff like that, but I kind of want to take a dive deeper into a lot of these murder trials and stuff that maybe isn't solved. Like eventually we'll get in, Anthony Casey and that wild shit show.
Yeah,
But
and people who are out of
yeah,
prison after
yeah.
committing murder.
I want to start diving into a lot of that because murder show we cover not just serial killers but murders and unsolved cases and different things like that. So we're going to kind of be hitting into that for a little while, which I think is really going to open up the chat for a lot more discussion,
Oh, definitely.
which is what I'm going for.
It'll
I
be
mean, look
much
at
more of a legal debate, honestly. I mean, when you
Yeah.
start getting into, especially Murdaugh and also with Anthony and that sort of thing, like Casey Anthony, like it's just there's a lot of legal trial
Yeah.
I mean,
discussion.
it's like with
that.
this one, when we were advertising for it, we had the most reactions and most comments out of any of our episodes,
Yeah.
other than the Chris Watts case.
Yeah.
Covering some of these newer ones is drawing more people towards us.
And which is great. And we can't thank everybody enough for increasing our following more and more. Numbers have gone up, they continue to go up every week, every month, and that's just awesome. This is a dream that I've had for a long time, and finally seeing it come together is pretty cool. It definitely is. And then to have you crazy fuckers in on it too, which is
Yeah.
great. But yeah, so we do appreciate it. I mean, just the continued support that everybody shows. Yeah, there's the famous TikTok hand
From the
heart,
bottom of our little
what-
black hearts, we love you
whatever the
guys.
hell it is. But no, I want to start getting into a lot of that, which I think is going to be really cool. It's going to turn, tables a little bit, but there's nothing wrong with that. We cover all kinds of juicy shit on here. But let us know too your guys' input, and if there's ever anything we always say you guys want us to cover, let us know. Definitely. Because we're always open for discussion, and you can send in a message either on Facebook or TikTok, or you can murdershow66@gmail.com, and Classroom Jackie will get all that stuff, and
Yes,
she'll
I
reach
will.
out to you and figure all that stuff out. And we do want to cover a lot more close to home cases. So if anybody listening has any close to home cases, we don't cover personal stuff. We've already gone through that. We're not getting into the legalities of all that. So if it's something that you personally have or anything, we just for personal reasons, we're not getting into that.
Right. We
Close
we
to
appreciate the confidence in us to cover that, but it's
Yeah.
a lot on our end that
Yeah, we don't-
We are not
we're not
lawyers.
able to do.
And we're not. Yeah, our intent is not to bring attention to those things to get them resolved.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's not. We're not lawyers. We're not law.
We do this for fun.
Criminology Chris,
yes.
even though we give him that title, he studied criminology in college and he's very intelligent with it, but he's not certified in
No.
He's not a
criminology.
criminologist.
Yes,
Absolutely
so
not.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But he probably could be, but
Yeah,
that's
at one
okay.
point I wanted to be, but yeah,
that would be a
We're
very
gonna-
stressful career, I feel like.
I think we talked about that before. I mean, I
Mhm.
give it up to all the people that have the capacity and the ability to sleep at night when they're handling that kind of information.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Trauma, PTSD, all that kind of shit. You know, it is a lot for sure.
Yep.
But damn, we're still good on time. What the hell? That's all right. There ain't nothing wrong
we
with
were
that.
prepared this week, and we
Yeah, we
were
were
a
prepared.
little over prepared.
So we're glad everybody could hear Chris and all of us a lot better now. This is the new setup going forward, and hopefully everybody liked the new intro video there too.
And Tim's new fancy buttons.
Yeah, our sounds.
Yeah, our new fancy buttons over here, and yeah, my 12 monitors. Don't worry, I've got another one I'll be adding tomorrow too, because 3 isn't enough. We got to add 4. So, hey, fuck it. Before you know, I'll be like the guy in what's it? Grandma's Boy, where I'll have my chair laid all the way back, and I'll be here like this. I do not know my name.
One
Bye,
of those
bye.
360 like video game systems where you're
Yeah.
all the way in.
Yeah, you guys will be like, we can't even see him.
Yeah, it's just a voice. That's all it is behind the computers. It's the
Yeah,
voice.
it's just a voice. I'll put a monitor right here, and I'll occasionally stick an arm out or some shit.
Saying he's alive. We didn't just leave him there.
Our host is AI.
Yeah, I'm AI. Get the hell out of here.
He was
with that
replaced with a
shit.
robot.
My name is Tim. I like bananas. Nothing wrong with bananas though. They help prevent leg cramps.
There you go.
Even though they don't work for me at all.
They help hangovers.
Oh, sorry. I have a new sound clipboard back here, and I'm having one hell of a time with it. I will randomly just throw some sounds in there. I don't care. I don't care. I just wanted to randomly throw some shit out there. So, but anyways, thank you everybody for listening to another Saturday night here on the Murder Podcast Show. Next week, as we said, we will be covering Murdaugh.
Good job.
I did well. And other than that, it'll be next Saturday, same time. We'll be here, and look for some posts throughout the week and stuff. I started messing around with some new AI commercial making videos and stuff for ads for the show, so I'll try to play around with that some more. And other than that, everybody be safe. I know everybody's getting hit with this snowstorm. It starts here around midnight tonight. Just be safe. I know it's real frigid, cold temps.
Ooh, that's a really good one.
Oh, that's a good one, David.
That's a really good one. It is such a fucked up case.
Donald Harvey, yeah, the angel of death. Another messed up one is the one I have in our new
The ice
intro
killer?
video, the ice killer.
I want to cover him.
If you guys saw that in the video when the show started, when he said, "Would you kill me right now?" and he's like, I would, and then he's licking his lips. You could tell it's really.
He licked his lips
He's like
before he said yes, I
salivating,
would.
you
Yeah.
know? And then he's like, "Well, would you be mad if I said that? I hope you never get out of here." And he even agreed. He goes, "I hope I never get out of here
For
too."
me, it's the lack of facial expression.
Oh yeah, he's got none.
He has none. It's just a dead face right there.
And I don't know too much about him. I just happened to come across some of his videos and stuff. But yeah, I want to cover him too. But yeah, Angel of Death is really good there, David. David, we're gonna have to bring you on the show one of these weeks.
Yes.
David's been a huge supporter and fan, and he was a wrestler. For those of you that are newer, he was famous wrestler. There's a chair back behind me. He used to use as a prop. Garbage goal. trash
Garbage
god, whatever
man.
the fuck. And he wrote a note on there saying to Tim, one of the only two guys that I never fought in the ring. So
Never beat.
never beat. So yeah, David's been a huge fan of the show since the start. He may or may not be Classroom Jackie's father. We don't know.
We also have to give him
Um,
a shout out next week because it's his birthday.
Oh yeah, so you better be listening next week too. Well, he listens religiously every single week. But one of these weeks, geez, when you hit that, it sounds like my roof's gonna cave in.
It makes such a good noise.
So
It's like it's attached to a timpani.
nobody hears it in the show though,
Yeah,
because it
right.
cancels it out. So they're probably like, what are they hearing? Are they on shit right now?
About?
But anyways, David, we'll bring you on one of these weeks, man. For sure. You're very, very, welcome. He's hanging out with Screen Scratcher, so but anyways.
Screen Scratcher's not there.
Oh, well, forget him.
He's not even listening right now.
Anyways, guys, as we send you out of here, thank you again for listening, supporting. Follow us, Facebook, TikTok at Murder Show 66. And
we forgot to mention our 2 big milestones we hit this last week.
Oh yeah, I'll let Classroom Jackie tell us our milestones.
Our YouTube hit 4,000 views.
Yes, it's at 4,200 right now.
So between last Saturday and now, we hit 4,200 views on our YouTube. We can't thank you guys enough. And our TikTok officially hit 205 followers.
That is awesome. And we are literally 1 subscriber away on YouTube from 60. So for the love of God, it's bothering my
Please help
OCD.
us.
Please hit 60 because it's been at 59 since the middle of the week. So right now our YouTube is at 4,268
And guys, that
views,
is not
which
a
is
small number.
No, that is awesome, and we do appreciate it. Truly, yeah, outstanding is an understatement, definitely. So, anyways, guys, we're gonna quit rambling. We've butchered enough time here. We appreciate it. Everybody, stay warm, stay safe, stay off the roads. Let all the plow people and all that do their jobs. And I'm gonna let Classroom Jackie take you guys out of here for the night.
Same crime time, same crime place. See ya.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.